all in my lane. You ain't overlooked, so get out the way. I gave you the book, I gave you the game. The boy gotta cook, the boy got a flame, Serving in the kitchen like you Nino. Plenty bitchin', whipping different flavors like a bistro. Kick it, dip it, flip it, keep it 100 like a C-note. Switch and keep it pimpin' every single place that he go. I got it. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Boy, you know the name, get up out the way. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Stay up out the kitchen if you ain't the one that's whipping, huh? Hey, yo, Lathan, man, cook them boys up something real quick, man.
What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Now today we got the most amazing stewed chicken or lazy chicken or smothered chicken. So the first thing we want to do is get our marinade for the chicken together, and we got a tablespoon of dried parsley. Then we're going in with a tablespoon of granulated onion. Now you can go heavy on these because they're salt free right here. Then we got a tablespoon of granulated garlic. Like I said, the onion, the garlic, and the parsley, you can pretty much go heavy on those, but I did a tablespoon each. Then I got some Slap Your Mama, and I did about 1.5 teaspoons of Slap Your Mama. Now this is just salt based seasoning, so kind of be easy on that. But I did about 1.5 teaspoons. Then I got some herbs de Provence, and that's pretty much like a Italian seasoning, if I would say. But I went in with about 2 teaspoons of herbs de Provence. It's a dried blend, so if you know anything about dry herbs, you know they're very strong, so kind of be easy on those. And then I mix those up. Then we got our mushrooms. We got a whole yellow onion diced, and then we have a whole bell pepper diced as well, and I'm about to show you that here. And that's pretty much what we're gonna add to this lazy chicken or stewed chicken, whatever we want to call it. But and also we got some bay laurel, so we got 2 bay leaves, dried bay leaves, and then we got our seasoning blend that we added up. And now you can use any kind of chicken for this recipe, but I'm using dark meat today, and not any dark meat. I'm using straight thighs. So we're going on with about 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. We grinding that ourselves, just give a little extra kick to this dish. This dish is going to be really amazing, so just stick around to the end. All right, after we get our black pepper down, we're going on with our spice blend or our seasoning blend, and we're going to mix this on the chicken really well. We're going to massage this, and once you get this massage, I want you to pop this in the fridge for about 1 hour to 2 hours, just to let the seasoning penetrate the chicken. And then before you pop it in the fridge, go ahead and throw on about 1.5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and that's what's going to help us make our gravy. So go ahead and mix that up really well. And like I said, once you get that mixed up, we're going to pop that in the fridge for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But if you don't got time to pop it in the fridge, it'll be fine. But popping it in the fridge will just give those seasonings time to penetrate that meat and make it extra flavorful. But if you don't have the time, you can cook it right away. But if you do, just pop it in the fridge for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and it'll ensure that those seasonings are down to the bone. All right, so once you pop that out the fridge, allow it to come up to room temperature for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to get our pan ready. So go on with some grapeseed oil. You want something with a high smoke point because you're going to sear this chicken. And you just searing the chicken to develop some color through the Maillard reaction, as well as lock in some of those juices and searing those seasonings on the outside. So go ahead and sear in batches. So since I got 8 thighs together, I sear 4 and 4. So that's my first 4 there. And once you get a good hard sear on the first side, go ahead and flip it, and then get another good hard sear on the back end. And once you get those seared up, like I said, you're not cooking it all the way through because we're going to braise this thing or stew this thing. So you're not looking to cook it all the way through. You're just looking to develop some good color and flavor. All right, that's our second batch there. We're going to pop that out. And you got a bunch of oil in the bottom of the pan now from the grapeseed oil that we added. Also, the oil that was accumulated from the chicken. Go ahead and dump some of that out, and then leave about 1 teaspoon of oil, and go ahead and add your bell peppers to the pan and get them seared up or sweat it down. And you're going to add your onions, and then we're going to add our mushrooms as well, and get a good pinch of salt just to draw some of that moisture and develop some more flavors in this veggie mix here. And like I said, this is going to be the vegetables that we're going to stew this chicken with. or braise this chicken wet, or smother this chicken wet, or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, this is lazy chicken. If you got something to do that day, it's a very easy recipe you could throw together and just let it braise for like an hour, 2 hours, or stew for an hour and 2 hours, and then come back to it with some rice, and it'll be perfect. But once we get those vegetables sweated down, go ahead and add a teaspoon of all-purpose flour, and this is going to help us develop that gravy. Like, you want that good gravy because this is one of those very hearty meals. It's wintertime. You want something that's going to stick to those bones, stick to the soul, and you want to develop that gravy. So go ahead and get that mixed up. Go ahead and cook that flour off for about 5 minutes, and once you get that cooked off, we're going to go ahead and deglaze our pan with some Marsala wine. Now, you don't have to use Marsala. You can use port, you can use sherry, but you want some kind of fortified wine with some excess added flavor to just give you another notch of flavor. So once you get that deglazed and reduced down, go ahead and add in some chicken stock, and you see me adding in carton chicken stock. That is reduced sodium chicken stock. I've caught it on sale during the holiday season, so I'm using it, and that's something you can find at any grocery store. But go ahead and add you some chicken stock in, and now we developing our gravy. And add your chicken stock in thirds or fourths, because you want to get that gravy time to develop without coming clumpy. You want it to be smooth. So add your stock in fours or in threes or fours, just so you ensure that your gravy is smooth and it's well developed. All right, once you get that gravy good and developed, go ahead and add that last little bit of stock, because this thing is going to braise down. So you want to make sure you got enough liquid in there, although the thighs are going to make some liquid, but you don't want anything to dry out. And then you want to have plenty of gravy to smother on that rice as well. So go ahead and get that mixed in really well, and then bring that up to a boil. And once you bring it up to a boil, we're going to go ahead and add our chicken and any juices that accumulated on that plate. Add those in as well. And like I said, you're going to add all that chicken in, and it's just going to braise or stew in this deliciousness right here. And this is like a Marsala stock goodness. It's just good. So go ahead and add all our chicken in. Like I said, add those juices that was accumulated on the plate, and it's up to a boil. So you want to reduce that heat, and then you want to cover that up and let it simmer for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, however long. With thighs, they're very forgiving. So like I said, this lazy chicken, you can let this go for quite a while and the thighs will not dry out. So we let it go for a little while, and we forgot to add our bay laurel. So go ahead and add your bay leaves in. You can add them in earlier, but I forgot about the bay leaves. I look back, I'm like, oh, I forgot to add the bay leaves. So go ahead and throw your bay laurel in there, and then let this thing go for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Pretty much your preference until that chicken is good and falling off the bone. So about 2 hours later, you see what we got, and I'm finna show you how good and smooth this gravy is. I'm gonna actually take some of this gravy and start spooning it on the chicken just to baste it a little bit. And oh my goodness, I wish you could smell this. It smells so incredible. That Marsala wine set this dish all the way off. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Make you want to just kiss them fingers, man. We created something magnificent here. And so you see me go ahead and spooning that gravy, that delicious gravy on the chicken, just basting it. But this thing is ready. It's ready to be plated. Now, you could plate this thing up in the dish. I never show you how to cook rice, because I showed you how to cook rice in plenty recipes. So this recipe was all about the chicken. So we can go ahead and showcase the chicken without the rice, and go ahead and add some parsley on there. Look at it, it's still simmering. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So go ahead and add that parsley on there for a pop of color, because it's just gray if you don't add anything green. But yeah, we're just adding the parsley for a pop of color. And oh my goodness, it's amazing. Like I said, you could showcase it this way. You could set it in front of the family style, let everybody eat out of the pan, or you can plate this thing up. And I'm gonna do it both ways for you can see how it look plated. Because I know some people saying, man, I want to see how it look plated. So get them an idea on how they can plate it. So let's go ahead and look at that. I just got to play with that gravy and show you how magnificent it is. So let's go ahead and without further ado, let's go ahead and plate it up on our delicious rice. And it's just regular old steamed long grain white rice. And then we're going to plate it up with, look at this. We get y'all kind of shots, man. Look at that. But we got the rice down. And then we go ahead and add our chicken, add some more mushrooms because we really like those shrooms. And they're so magnificent and so awesome. And they were just regular button mushrooms. But then we'll go ahead and add some more of that gravy on there. Like I said, you want to smother this chicken in that gravy because you want that rice to sop up that gravy. Oh my goodness, it's so amazing. And then we're going to add a little pop of color, a little green parsley. And it just took a very soul food dish and just took it to the next level, plating it up like this on that white canvas. But there you have it, man, the most amazing stewed chicken or smothered chicken from the Bistro, man. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Smothered chicken or lazy chicken from the Bistro. I'm out.